Alright guys, I just did a good old 30-minute video to show you guys the new compressor. Yet, the phone thought it would be funny to corrupt the file. So instead of you guys getting to see the unboxing, you're just going to have to go with me and take a look. It's already set up. But I'm going to tell you everything that I told you before. So, in the essence of me promising you guys a little bit better information, I took the time to print 2 pages of information that I wanted to tell you. So, as you older guys know, I finally got rid of my GX CS3. Not because I was planning on it, but because a good friend offered me a trade, and he is just that, a good friend. That's SG. He traded me his AEA Challenger Pro 30 cal for my GX CS3. Now, the GX CS3 for me had been a great compressor, and I fully backed it. I think I had it just over 2 years, maybe 2.5 years when I traded SG for. Well, now I told SG that I was just going to replace it with another one, that he could go out and buy one, but he wanted to trade. He wanted something from me. I wanted something from him, and that fulfilled the agreement. So I have a gun from SG. He has a compressor from me. Now, I never did replace that compressor. The main reason was because I wanted one with the inverter that was built in, because even though it's a great compressor, when you go to travel, you know, it's a bit much. You carry the compressor, then you got the inverter, then you got the cable. It's just a bit much, but still a great compressor, and it did what it was supposed to do when it was supposed to do it. So I looked and I looked and I looked, and the 2 compressors I was trying to save money to, but the 2 compressors that caught my eye the most was a 2 Auto. Now that's a blue compressor. And the other one is the Vevor. I've seen a couple of videos on the 2 Auto, but I've never seen anything on the Vevor. And I looked a while. You guys know I haven't had the GX CS3 for a while, so I looked a while. Well, the GX CS3 came out with a new compressor, and that new compressor is a GX-E-CS3-1. Now, that one also has a built-in inverter. Now, if you guys would be interested in that, you like to have it, it's on Amazon. It's $519.99, but right now they have a 5% coupon if you purchase it. Now I'm going to stop right there. Hey YouTube, forgot to say that. So everything on this video, when I start to give opinions and stuff, is just that, my opinion. Everybody has one, and you know what opinions can do to us. So my opinion is my opinion. If you have 10 people try the same thing, you're going to have 10 different opinions. I'm giving you mine with the experience of the particular thing that I have sitting next to me or in my hands or wherever it's at. I'm giving you my opinion on it. Take my opinion and use it wisely. You know, don't take it as the law. Don't take it as Kenneth said this is the greatest thing ever, or Blue Collar Sportsman said this is the greatest thing ever, because I didn't. I'm telling you my experience with the product that I have at hand. Now, I ended up choosing the Vevor. And I chose the Vevor for 3 reasons. Anyway, I chose it, one, for price. I chose it as another reason for, I found the website of the company that this has come. I found Vevor.com. Now for the 2 Auto, the 2 Auto has more reviews than the Vevor, but the Vevor has pretty much the same rating. I think they're both 4 stars. Now that can get you into trouble because that's a limited amount compared to a large amount of reviews. Now the other reason is because when you start looking at stuff, so like this manual, which I didn't see this manual before I bought it, but you can download manuals, you can look at stuff. I think that they are all made by the same Chinese company. You know, this was on the GX CS3, it's on the Vevor. In the manual of the Vevor itself, that first picture that I'm looking at right there, that one, that's the GX CS3. And that picture, I'm pretty sure that is the 2 Auto. Okay, I'm pretty sure that is. Now, you want to say, Kenneth, how do you know the difference? Well, each one of these 3 on the actual case, they have something that is specific to them. So it's the 2 fans with the big fans on this one, where the GX CS3 has 2 smaller fans and the 2 Auto has 1 fan. The cases are different, but not a lot. But there is just little things that make you say, okay, I recognize that. The advertisement for the Vevor says that it does not come with the syringe, yet it does. And it says it doesn't come with the syringe on the new model. Amazingly, that is what the GX CS3 said. Now, some of them did, some of them didn't. This one actually does. And I ordered this this week, and I got it in about 3 days. Okay. Let me get to my paperwork. We're going to go through this paperwork. It won't take that long, but we're going to go through the paperwork before we actually get into the compressor. All right. Differences. The obvious difference is the inverter is on the inside of this, where on my GX CS3 it was not. One inconvenience of that. Now I told you the convenience, but the inconvenience is that you have to undo the complete cables to connect to your battery, because on this it plugs into the back of the compressor, so you have to undo all the cabling to get to the plug to plug into the back. Okay. All right, so here's some quick differences between the GX3 and the Vevor. All right, the GX CS3, height 10 inches or 255 millimeters. Now, to my metric friends, Henry, all right, this is, or Mike, you too, you're a metric guy. The GX CS3 is in millimeters. The Vevor is in centimeters. I don't know the difference in that, but I do know inches, and I know that you can have 1/8 of an inch, this and that. They're different, but the same. So anyway, the GX CS3 height 10 inches or 255 millimeters. Vevor height 10.2 inches or 26 centimeters. Width of the GX CS3 was 5.11 inches or 130 millimeters. The width of this machine is 6.7 inches or 17 centimeters. The length of the GX CS3 is 9.4 inches or 239 millimeters. And the length of this machine is 12.4 inches or 34 centimeters. The GX CS3 is a 250 watt machine. The Vevor is a 350 watt machine. They're both 110 volt AC, 12 volt DC. The GX CS3 is 17 pounds or 17 kilograms. The Vevor is 20 pounds or 9 kilograms. They both have a 1-year warranty. The GX CS3 is sold by Ankul, Ankul. Now, from what I could tell, they don't have a website, but they do have a Facebook business page, and they do have an Amazon business page or a Facebook site, whatever you want to call it. Vevor is sold by Vevor, Vevor.com. I'm going to ask you guys if you choose to go ahead and try Vevor. Now, I can't endorse it yet. You know, I like to get 6 months to a year on something before I'll say yes or no. So I can't endorse it yet, but I'm going to tell you this little bit. The Vevor is on sale right now on Amazon for $312.99. I believe that's correct. And you don't get the option of an extended warranty. Of course, shipping is free, but if you get it on Amazon, you're going to pay tax. If you use the little link I give you guys, and you go to Vevor.com, it's going to be $285.99. So that's $27 savings, almost $30, but it's free shipping and no tax. Okay. All right. So moving back to this. Let's see. Let me kind of adjust this so you don't see my beautiful face, but you start to see the compressor. Okay. Hope that works. All right. The compressor comes with a whip, a power cord that I won't show you because it's plugged in, this little bag of goodies, a syringe, added filters, that little thing with the spring on it, that's the other end of that, some burst disc, some O-rings, and this little piece right here. Now what this does for you new guys is this allows you to test the hose and the compressor. So if you don't have your gun hooked up, or you think that this is not working right, what you can do is you can hook this to your compressor and you can run it and set your stop pressure up here, and it won't let the air out of the line, so you can test it. Now I'm going to show you guys this. Now for you guys who have a compressor or have been around compressors, this doesn't apply to you, but the last time I did, when I first did the compressor on the GX CS3, I had a few people reach out to me and say, hey, my gun is stuck. I aired it up and now I can't get it loose. Okay? Well, that's because of this, guys. This is your pressure relief valve. Remember, you're putting anywhere from 2,000 to 4,500, in some cases 5,000 PSI in your gun. Now this is rated for 4,500, not 5,000. You're not going to be able to pull these two loose. And if you could, you probably wouldn't like the results, okay? So what you have to do is you have to unscrew this to let the pressure off the line, and then voila, you can take the two apart, okay? All right. This is what the compressor has. The compressor has a temperature gauge. It has your auto stop pressure gauge, which is no different than any other unless they're digital like the heel. This is your fan button, and up until I got this, I thought when you plug this up, the fans automatically came on. But this button is kind of stiff. So what I think is on the videos that I have seen where they plug it up and they automatically come on, which is every video that I've seen with this compressor, which I think is 2, this is stuck in. So it's just kind of stiff. You just have to push it real good and open it. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to connect this, but I'm going to leave this off just for now so I can talk to the guys who haven't used one before. So you want to push this. All right, I hope you guys noticed that that fan came on nice, quiet, and just a good normal speed, and then it revved up like a plane does. Anyway, you want to push this. You want to do this first. Get your fans running. Wait for the second speed to kick in. And go ahead and set your auto stop to whatever pressure. For right now, this is set to 4,500. We're not going to air up a gun. We're not going to air up a tank today. And by the way, this tank, this gun is, this compressor is rated for a 1.5 liter tank. So with that, let me stop what I'm doing here and go back. These are both maintenance free. This one and the GX CS3. No grease, no water. My final thoughts on this. I think, and I think I said this before, I think all 3 of these are just made by the same company. Right now, this is a amazing deal at $285.99. Matter of fact, you can buy 2 of these for just a little bit over the price of the GX CS3 and of the GX, what is that one? Of the GX CS3-1. You could buy 2 of these for barely over the price of 1 of them. Okay? 1 of them, barely. All right, again, I am going to leave the link at the end of the video in the comment section. And I ask you to use it. First time that I'm really asking you guys to do anything. If you're interested in getting this, I'm not telling you to go out and buy it, but if you're interested, and again, I can't give you my seal on this, but this is such a good price, I think it's worth a try. And evidently I do think it's worth a try because I'm doing it. No, I'm not sponsored by Vevor. I'm not sponsored by Enco. I'm not sponsored by any of the gun manufacturers. Everything that you see on my site, if I didn't buy it, I trade it for it. Okay? And there's very few things that I traded for, so it all comes out of my pocket. Now, let's go back to this. You set your auto stop, and like I said, this one is set at 4,500 because we're going to run it up and test it for you guys. The max temperature this is supposed to be ran at is 158 degrees, and I do believe that's Fahrenheit. It may be, it can't be the other one, so it would have to be Fahrenheit. All right, I don't see it. I don't see it, but I know it's 158 degrees. All right, you want to make sure that this is open, and then you want to make sure that this is connected. Now again, I have my plug in here because if I didn't, the air would just run out and it would just run. Okay, so this again has its own built-in oil and water separator, but that doesn't mean that you will never see any moisture come out of this whip or out of this. Most of the time, well, you won't see it come out of the whip because I haven't seen any come out of mine, but you will see it come out over here when it dumps the air out of the line, okay? When it depressurizes the line. but that's because it's coming out of the oil water separator. All right, so what we're gonna do, oh, you know what, I do want to show you guys one other thing before I do that. I want to show you the back of this thing. All right, so your power cable here. This is where your cables would go, okay, that you connect to the battery. And this is where your fuse goes. Now, as far as I can tell, I don't really know what this is, but as far as I can tell, that's some kind of a heat sink that dissipates the heat. And let me go ahead and show you the side with the whip on it, and then we'll do the test. All right, so this looks a lot like the GX CS3. It's almost identical to the 2 Auto. There's another vent, but the tail end of this is right here, and that's just where it plugs into the back. Okay. All right. Right now, this thing is saying 26.2. So that tells me that this is reading in Celsius. Okay. I don't know what that, I guess it's supposed to be an E4. I have no idea what that stands for. All right. So we're going to get this connected. We're going to leave this loose. Oh, and this right here is where the burst disc goes. Back off of here. That is where you burst. So if you ever blow your burst disc, if it won't fill up, you just change this right here. And they send you, I think, at least 4 extra ones. All right, so what you want to do, you want to hit this button. Wait for them to kick in. Start your pump. Close your pressure release valve. You can see that start to move. And when it hits 4,500, it should stop. Alright, so let me pick you up. Okay. Turn off your fan. Release your air pressure. You can now remove your gun or whatever if you needed to. Okay. All right. Now, with that being completed, guys, you get my lovely face again. Now, I hope you guys are ready for another ride. It's not the GX CS3. It is the Vevor. We will put it through its paces, and I will give you updates. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to show it filling up some guns or topping off some guns, however you wish to see it. And I have a 1.5 liter tank that should be at about 3,000 PSI now. We're going to top that tank off to 4,500 PSI. We're going to see how long it takes. Now, again, this tank is regulated for a 1.5 liter bottle, which is half the size of my bottle, but I'm doing 1/3 the amount. So 1/3, so that's less than a 1.5. We're only topping the bottle off. Okay. So anyway, guys, until next time, stay safe, shoot straight. Peace, YouTube.